welcome. My name's Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic, and welcome to the weekly forecast for week commencing July 10th, 2023. Each week I use my cards, the Mythic Tarot, to bring you some guidance for the week ahead. And the way I do that is read for each day of the week. And so at the end of this, I'll give you a weekly roundup about my overview of the week based on the cards that have just been drawn. I am shuffling the cards, drawing a card and placing that card back on the deck, because sometimes that card needs to come out the second time and a third time, which it has done in the past. So this is all very random. Let's begin. So this is for Monday, July the 10th, 2023. Shuffling the deck, pull a card. Here we have Death, the Death card. So for Monday, things will be at a standstill. We've had quite a busy week last week. And so in order to, it's not about consolidating, it's not about refreshing, it's about time to take stock. There is the Death card represents lack of movement. It represents a stillness, a limbo. In this time, nothing can be achieved, nothing can be reached for, or you can't really set any goals or try to make something happen. It is a time of repairing. It is a time of sitting still. It is a time of not even reflection. It is just a time of stillness. So it's about being okay, being in the stillness, and it's being okay with just taking care of the small jobs that need to be taken care of. It doesn't have to be a big picture day. What the Death card does represent is that we can't go backwards anymore. That door has been shut, and the door to move forward has not yet been opened. So in this space, I always think of the Death card as a time of repair. It is limbo. So don't expect any big changes, any big happenings, any big movement. And if they are just a spillover from the door being shut. Okay, that card back in the deck. So we're having a look now for Tuesday, July the 11th, 2023. Shuffling. I'm choosing a card. See what comes out. Oh, the Empress has popped up again. She was there last week too. That means full steam ahead. So Monday, that time of rest, that time of stillness is now over. The Empress has come into the fold again, and that means that definitely is a move forward. It is again about gathering our strength. It's not about recognizing anything. It's not about running out again. It's not about achieving. The messaging around the Empress this time for Tuesday the 11th is about, it's like building up our strength. It's building up the part of us so we have energy. The Empress is energy, but it's also about building energy. So we are ready to, it's like building up our stock or our store of ourselves. So building some stock up inside of ourselves. The Empress is a moving card, but in this instance, she's not a racing ahead card. She really is about making sure that we have everything we need so that we can be successful in moving forward. She is a successful card. She's all about success, but she's being very cautious on Tuesday, making sure that we have everything we need, so that, because I was going to say so that we don't fail, but I've got this feeling, the messaging here is that there is a support of our success. And so listening to the Empress, building up your stock, building up your stores, building up your energy ensures success for the week ahead and the months ahead. So that she's back in the deck now. Let's keep going. Okay, so shuffling the cards. This is for Wednesday, July the 12th, 2023. Pulling a card, the Moon card. This is our third major arcana card. I'll talk about that in a minute. So the Moon card represents the unknown. The Moon card represents the deep emotions. So as we are building up our reserves, as we are getting ready to move forward, as the Empress is helping us do, there is a level on Wednesday of uncertainty. So we must face the uncertainty. It's necessary to acknowledge what it is that we are not sure about, not to it's not going to come up in the open and say, oh, here's my fears, here's my uncertainty. It's to acknowledge that uncertainty exists, and to make friends with it, or to once you acknowledge it and accept it, that it's there, it will reveal itself in its own time. To acknowledge it means that you can then harness the power of the moon. But the moon represents not only the unknown or the things that are coming that we can't actually see just yet because it's still a bit misty. It represents a deep faith. So on Wednesday, we are called upon to believe that everything is working for us. Remember I said to you, there is an energy of success around us. It's just that there will be a danger on Wednesday that we will fall into a little bit of, oh, this isn't going to work, or is this okay? The moon is here to remind us that faith is key, and that all will be revealed when it is the best time for it to be revealed. She is there to remind us that is all good. It is all being taken care of around us, and when we need to act, when the details need to be known, they will be revealed. In other words, those energies, whether you want to call them angels, guides, spirit, our soul energy, is the moon card is reminding us that they are there for us, and they are not that far away, and it only takes a connection to within, or within the spirit, to tune in and be rest assured. So a deep faith is required. It's a day of tuning in. Okay, back in the deck. Shuffling. This is for Thursday, July the 13th, 2023. Pulling a card. Oh. Six of Swords. Well done. So Six of Swords is time to plan, but also like time to, it is an action card. I would not normally call it an action card, because see how he's standing still, but this in my mind is an action card and moving forward. See the waves here. They represent life moving us along. So sometimes the structure of the six is not it's not like, oh, happy, joy. It is like a mindset that says, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this. This is okay because everything feels right. And sometimes, and that's where the deep faith comes in, is that these all your ducks will line up. Can be exciting, but more often it's like, oh, this is too easy. It's not the too easy of the Eight of Wands. It is a too easy that it's actually clearing the mind and taking away a lot of the stress and the worries. The pathway forward is clear. The steps are clear, and life is moving us towards that. Hence the waves moving the boat along. And see, there's steadiness in the stance and heading towards. There's calm waters on one side, waves on the other. So life is actually moving us towards that goal. The moon has cleared. The goal is not completely in our sights. However, the goal is there, but how we're getting there is now becoming clear. So the steps it's like the steps open themselves up, and we go, okay, that looks almost a little bit too easy. But the six is so clear. Look out, straight line, arms folded, ready to go. As I said, it's not a happy, joy card, but it is one of strength and certainty within the self. It's like we've made our mind up that we're going to pursue that because it makes sense to us now. We have faith in ourselves, which is what the moon asks us to do. Okay, that's back in the deck. Okay, so now we're looking at Friday, July the 14th, 2023. Choosing a card. Eight of Pentacles. So for those of you who are of a crafty nature, or a wanting to go into some sort of like a little businessy thing, or a hobby, wanting to make your hobby profitable, all of these cards are asking you to have faith to step into that. If you have something of worth that you wish to share with the world, but it can actually return something to you, whether it's a profit or some sort of reward, then this is the card to remind you that it's time to step up. I liken this, and I'm just going to use the analogy of If you've got a hobby, because that's what this card can represent, if you've got a hobby that you want to get some return from, these steps are helping you towards that goal. If we want to, and the Eight of Pentacles is reminding us that it is time now to take ourselves seriously and step up. That's if you've got a hobby that you want to turn into like a little bit of a business. If it's something that, if the cards of the week are relating to something else in your life, let's look at other areas. Let's look at relationships. The cards have been asking us to have faith about what we think about our relationships. The Six of Swords gives us a way clear, and the Eight asks us to step up and own who we are. We are better than we think we are, and so within a relationship, we can then become an equal partner. But it's not that we're there yet. It's time to step up. It's time to say, to own in ourselves that we are that equal partner. If it comes to health, it is time to again, it's about stepping up and owning the responsibility of our health or moving forward. But it's not that, oh, you haven't been doing everything right. It means that this week has revealed to us how we can actually make our health better. And the Eight is a culmination of saying, you know what, okay, let's put that into action and see what happens. So this is a reminder that the steps that we have been shown up until now are valid, and putting them into action is going to prove that the faith we have in ourselves is correct, and that by putting it into action and stepping up and being that we know we are in here, will give us the opportunity to either understand who we are and what we are, and give us the opportunity to make any shifts and changes that we need to achieve the goal that we want. So that card is back on the deck. Okay, so now we're looking at Saturday, July the 15th, 2023. Now, I was shuffling before we started, and a card jumped out, so I'm going to use that card because that's the way the cards work. We have the Six of Wands. Fabulous. The card of Friday was the Eight of Pentacles, asking us to take a chance and step up and own the goodness that we are. And the Saturday is going to show us our first signs of success. Not, pat on the back or anything like that, but we are going to get real time, real life signs that we are on the right track, that we are doing those things for ourselves. I'll go through some of the life events for health. We're going to get a confirmation straight away that the path we have chosen, the path that we knew was good for us, we're going to feel better within ourselves, or there's going to be some sort of shift or change, or at least a knowing that we have chosen the correct way forward. For a business, it means that there is going to be immediately recognition for our choice, or for the thing that we put out into the world to say, this is what I do. We are going to get instant recognition. It is about taking that chance. It's about saying, acknowledging that we're ready. We all have everything we need. Our soul is asking us to step forward. In a relationship, we are going to get immediate confirmation in real time from external sources to say, you know what, that relationship is either okay or not okay. Whether it's a friendship or a love relationship, we are going to have proof, and we are going to have proof that we were right, as in our feelings were correct, and the path we are choosing is correct for us. So Six of Wands is a valid and external confirmation of the way forward in a way that we cannot deny. I mean, we can stop and do nothing about it, but as I said, I really feel like this week is about our success, and that Six of Wands is a culmination of that, to say, yes, right path, please keep going. Okay, that card is back on the deck. Okay, so this is for Sunday, July 16th, 2023. Shuffling, choosing. Queen of Wands, beautiful. Queen of Wands, in this instance, the message, the Queen represents the self. When we're doing general readings like this, for me, the King represents the greater good. The Queen represents the self. The Queen of Wands is all that is the best of us, acknowledging the best of us, that we acknowledge the best of us, and that we use that good feeling to move forward, to continue. All of this week has been a build-up to how good we are, acknowledging how good we are, having a bit of faith in it. The Queen is the culmination of that. We will have what we need to continue. We will have the energy and the motivation and the acknowledgement that actually who we are, what we have, and how we've behaved, and the path that we've chosen is absolutely spot on. So the Queen is here to say it is all about you, how you move forward, and the reward is for you alone. And when you accept and be a little bit selfish about that reward for the self, then you can move on to the next stage where you can then share it with the rest of humanity, if you like, or for the greater good. Okay, so that one's back on the deck. Okay, so here we are, the weekly roundup for the week from the cards, the tarot cards that I've chosen for week commencing July the 10th, 2023. At the beginning of the week, we had a bit of a slow start because the death card was there, so that requires a time of stillness. It is not necessarily a time of contemplation, it is a time of repair. This tells me that we have been through quite a cycle and that sometimes we just need to stop. We need to consolidate, and the death card is the only way that that can happen in some instances. What it does mean is that we cannot go backwards, so we cannot second guess ourselves and go backwards, and the only way that we can work with the death card is just to wait for the energy to shift and the door to open so that we can move forward. And what happens from that on the Tuesday is that the door opens and we have, okay, it's time now to like take stock, but like nourish ourselves, to restore ourselves. So it's to feed ourselves and to build up our strengths for the rest of the week, and the rest of the month and the rest of the year. The Empress is there to remind us that I think I keep getting this message of eating and building up our strengths, and wherever there is a little bit of weakness or a little bit of lack, it's a reminder to build that part of us up. From all the cards that I've looked at this week, there's already a start of the major arcana, so that's a very big it's a very big shift in a very minor way that we don't even notice. So all the small changes that we make, all the small steps forward that we make are going to pay off down the track. These small changes we make now pay off down the track in a big way. Just because we don't see them right now doesn't mean to say that they're not worth making those changes. So Wednesday, we saw the moon card. That's right, the moon card requires faith, requires that we might feel replenished and feeling better with the nurturing of the Empress, and we might want to just rush forward, but the moon is there just to hold us a little bit and not cloud the issue so much, but more about reminding us. It's nearly, I want to say forcing us. I don't like to use that word as in it's almost making us look inwards. The moon card is a card of faith. It's restoring faith, it's connecting to faith, and so therefore we must have a connection to the inner self before we can understand the energy of the rest of the week, which then comes with the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords means that the thought process is clear. All of a sudden the steps are clear. There's a little bit of fear around it because it looks a little bit too easy. It looks a little bit too straightforward, not very emotional, very cut and dried. However, there is a lot of support, and that's represented in the waves pushing us forward. We don't have to do any rowing. We're on the sea. You have a look at the card, but it's actually life that's moving us forward in a very calm manner, but it is moving us forward in a quick way, and hence that little bit of fear, which then comes with the Six of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles comes next, which means that we're being asked to acknowledge that we are better than what we are doing at the moment. We are, because we've connected with the moon, we can't unknow how good we are, how amazing we are. So that can no longer be denied. And the Eight of Pentacles is asking us to step up and bring that up to the surface in all areas of life. And if you want to, I'll talk about the different areas of life in the actual reading, so you can go back and listen to that. So it's a step up to acknowledge, not for anything else outside of us to tell us how good we are, but we must remind ourselves to step up. We're actually better than what we're doing. We're sort of skimming under the radar. Now it's to go above that level, and things are going to be that generates more power in our hands, but it also gives us more choices as well, which then leads us to the Six of Wands. That stepping up, that taking that step and taking a chance and acknowledging our goodness means that we get an immediate recognition. Oh yeah, you can do this. You get good feedback, you get good results, you get it's something that's solid and concrete, not just something that you thought about yourself. It's not an affirmation that you read. It is something external, or something that you can pull out and say, hey, I actually can do this. So look for that for the Six of Wands as a recognition and confirmation that you're on the right track. If that doesn't come, and I want to say this, you can still go back and just reconnect with what's important to you. The Death card and the Empress card is done, but the Moon card and the ones after that will be on repeat and replace. So you can go back to the Moon, start to reconnect, and then look for what's clear for you to move forward. So then we have the final card for the week, the Queen of Swords. She represents everything, a culmination of all of the cards of the week that we actually can build for ourselves when we have faith in ourselves, when we step up and actually do the thing, allow that clarity to move in. All of those things build the Queen of Wands. She is motivation, she has faith in herself, and she does it for herself first. Then she gives to the rest of the world. But through that doing, she is an example for everyone and everything around us. However, she does not do it to be the example. She does it for herself first. She does it without fear, and she does it because she has complete faith in her abilities and what she's able to achieve. And male or female, it doesn't matter. Whether you're woman, man, it doesn't matter. We can all embrace the Queen of Wands as part of us and be the amazing beings that we are. Use that to share ourselves with the world, but also to prove to ourselves that we can do what is in our heart and what we can follow through in our heart. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can be anything that you have been wanting. It comes up to the surface. You acknowledge how great you are at this, and it's actually might be worthwhile following through. The Queen is there to say, you know what, give it a go, and I'm here to keep that momentum going. Anyway, that's the weekly roundup. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you had a great week. My name's Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic. See you next week. Mwah. Bye. See you guys next week with love from me. Mwah.